All right, there it is. And I guess let's put a bow on this show. Holy cow, we've been recording for an hour and 10 minutes, and it does not seem that we've been recording that long. It seems like it's been 30 minutes, but this has been a good episode here. Let's finish strong. And Grant, what do you got for us for Curveball of the Week?
So Thanksgiving's coming up here in a couple weeks, and everyone else knows it's the one day of the year where you can eat like an absolute hog and not feel bad about yourself, where it's actually encouraged to eat way too much and make sure you got your old stretchy pants on there. But with that, Dylan, the Thanksgiving meal, there's so much for you to choose from. Here's my one question. If you had to take away one item from the Thanksgiving Day menu, what are you taking away?
Ooh. I'm trying to think here. That is a phenomenal question here, Grant. It's definitely not going to be any desserts because
no.
Pecan pie, pumpkin pie, yep, all of it I want. I'm going to eat it. Last year was the first time I had mac and cheese at it. That was because I made it because recurring guest, one of our favorites, Mike Zier, told me that I can't be a freeloader, so of course I went out and I made some baked mac and cheese. It was a hit. For me though, and it's not that I don't like, because I'm a pig. I pretty much eat anything, and the ham, the turkey. Last year my cousin's wife brought a bacon wrapped deer backstrap, which was incredible. It was perfectly done. And we've had prime rib, the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, like I'm just getting excited thinking about this.
Yes.
But if I had to choose one, and I still eat these too, but that's like, whatever. I would have to say it'd be either cranberries or sweet potatoes. And I'll probably just say cranberries because I do like sweet potatoes, but yeah, the cranberry sauce I can do without.
See, I'm kind of a cranberry stan, but it's not important, for the meal. But in honor of Matthew Perry, rest in peace, by the way, which is Chanberries are staying this year.
The Chanberries. I forgot about that. Which I love. I love the. I love the Friends tribute. R.I.P. Matthew Perry. Also, R.I.P. Bob Knight. But which I do have a story to share about Bob Knight. Once you're done here, I forgot to bring that up earlier in the show.
But I guess for me, since the Chanberries are staying, at least for this year, the cranberries are staying. I think the one thing I can maybe go away with, not because it's bad, but because I have so many other options to get a whole bunch of carbs and such in there, is I think the stuffing's got to go.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa. This is the second week in a row that on this podcast I'm speechless. I don't know what should I punch you through the computer? Do I mute you? Like what stuffing?
No.
Grant. This is like one of the best parts.
Well,
it's like my favorite part of the meal.
You got to realize this: if since something's got to go, it's something good is gonna have to go, and I can eat the turkey. I can have a whole bunch of mashed potatoes. I'm a big green bean casserole kind of guy, so that can stay. You got the buns on the side, like you said, maybe a sweet potato, and then the copious amounts of pecan pie and ice cream that I'm gonna have. Unfortunately, something good has to go. And like I said, for me, I guess, unfortunately, the stuffing gets the axe.
Wow.
So, yeah, something's got to go.
Unbelievable. You would choose sweet potatoes over stuffing. You need to be medicated.
And something's got to go.
I don't know. I'm questioning this friendship here that your stuffing has to go. I mean, there's so many other things you could say. Like there's got to be some just absolute garbage salad that you just got to throw out because it's not a day you're supposed to eat healthy. I
Well,
mean,
let's be honest.
oh,
If there's a salad at the Thanksgiving table, it's covered in ranch and cheese and God knows what and some other things. So it's not even a healthy option. So let's not waste our time and pretend that that's there.
yeah.
So, but I'll get rid of the stuffing.
Okay, well, I don't know how I come back from that, but Bob Knight did just pass away recently. One of the greatest basketball coaches of all time. A lot of people that did not like him, was not popular by some people, but you know, I've learned is that if the media didn't like him, you got to take that with a grain of salt. You go and listen to former players, the way they talk about him, they swear by him. Dan Dockich, whose opinions, they kind of bounce on and off the wall, but he talked about, how much how he just prepared him and got guys ready. Where was he hard on you? Did he push you as hard as he did he maybe go overboard at times? Probably, but he got the best out of you. His former players swear by him. You could see it when he came back to Assembly Hall for the first time since he got fired. How much those players from that '76 team loved and adored him. But I have one Bobby Knight story because I don't know, Grant, if you knew this, but I actually got a chance to meet Bobby Knight, and it
I did.
was an interesting story. So he was golfing in Dickinson, and my dad and I, we were just up there one night. We were practicing on the chipping green, and we go up there and we start talking to the bus driver. He's like, "Oh yeah, you can you want to go meet him?" Yeah, it was him and Jay Billis and a bunch of other people. And sure enough, we walk up there and Bobby Knight sitting in the front row, just sitting there, and it's like, whoa, like it was like starstruck, like just like, "Hey coach, I'm Dylan." And I'm like, I was wondering if I could get a picture. Yeah, let's hurry up though. It's like, oh, okay, yep. May have had a brown streak in my pants, but got a picture, talked about him, and he talked about how he loved coming to North Dakota, how he'd come hunting here. And then my dad talked about how he loved watching his the 1976 teams and his teams in the 80s. But that's my Bob Knight story, is Bob Knight yelling at me to hurry up, which
That's Bobby for you.
I'll have to share the picture here, but he was a lot more excited to take a picture than he lets on in the picture. But that's my Bob Knight story I had to share. So
that's funny.
But yeah, so that concludes episode 103 here of the Three Guys Talking Ball podcast. We'll have the segments of the show out Friday. Check us out on all of our social medias, X, Instagram, TikTok, 3GTV podcast. You can make sure you go follow us and like and subscribe there. YouTube and Facebook, Three Guys Talking Ball podcast. Go follow us and send us a like there. And if you like the show, leave a review on wherever you listen to your podcast. And we'll be back next week with Ethan and Tack. We'll probably do our Final Four predictions and hopefully discussing a victorious Trinity Titans. So with that, we will talk to you next week.